Hi, and thanks for stopping by my studio today to learn about the Klearly Krafty storage trays. The Klearly Krafty storage trays sort of fit with the rest of our product line in that they've got a standard 3-hole punch on the edge. They're designed, the original design for them was a place to hold your acrylic stamps, your unmounted stamps. And as we moved through the design process and people started looking at them and talking about them, we came up with a few other ways to use them. So let's talk about them from the, let me just tell you the basics about them to start with. They're bigger than anything else we make. So from the edge of the edge to edge here, that's 15.5 inches or 15.25 inches edge to edge here. 13.5 inches top to bottom, and that does include the ridges around the tray itself. So they are a little bit bigger. They will stand up in your Expedite system if you use Expedite. They need to be tilted at a little bit of an angle to fit in there. We've got some pictures of that on the website, so you can check that out, what that would look like. They're tabbed at the end. Now my tabs have little white labeling tape on them just so that they would stand out a little bit better in the video. When you get yours, they'll be clear. You can add a label from your label maker, which is what this is, just the labeling tape from a label maker. You can use a little sticker from the office supply store, a little file tab sticker, or you can write directly on the plastic with the Sharpie, whatever works for you. Now they come in sets of 3. Each page, each set, is actually 2 pieces. So you have the top piece, and that's the piece with the tab on it. And then you have the bottom piece, and that's the piece that's actually the tray piece. So this little tray piece is a 1/4 inch deep. Now I know some of you crafty gals, that 1/4 inch deep is going to be so tempting to you to really load up. But keep in mind, because they are a 2-piece thing and they snap together, that you have to be mindful of the amount of weight that you're putting in there. Okay, so let's pop it apart and take a look at how it works with your unmounted stamps. Super easy. You're going to take your unmounted stamps and just place them into the tray. Okay, so you always want to load the tray piece because the top piece fits over the tray. So that way you don't have to worry about being too close to the edge. If it's in the tray, the top's going to fit over it. So you can see, you can load up your acrylic stamps, your unmounted stamps in there. Sticky side is going to stick to the plastic. Obviously, if your plastic is dirty or your stamps are dirty, it's not going to stick as well. But you can just load up a couple of sets in there. So let me I'll throw in another set here. Those stamps. Okay, I'll put a couple more sets in. Just going to give them a little push down. So you can see, now the interior dimensions on this are 12.25 by 12.25 as well. So lots of room in there and the perfect depth for your acrylic stamps. You can also add your red rubber stamps, your unmounted red rubber stamps. Those are going to fit in there as well. Some are clingier than others, and ours have been moved around quite a bit today as we're getting ready for this production. So make sure yours are nice and clean and they'll stick a little bit better. But you can see the red rubber stamps are going to fit in there as well. Super easy to load that up with your acrylic stamps. Put it in your scrap rack, put it in the travel pack, stand it up on your shelf. So that's one use. That's the original use. We originally came up with these as a place to store acrylic stamps, so you could really see a lot of acrylic stamps in one small container. Now the second way to use them is for your metal dies, right? Those are always so difficult to store. Well, if you're using magnetic sheets, and we have these available on our website, this is a 6x12 magnetic sheet. You can lay 2 6x12 magnetic sheets right into the tray, put the lid over the top of it. Again, it's got those 3 little dimples on each side. You want to make sure and snap those guys closed. And now you've got your dies all lined up in that tray as well. You can stack them up on a shelf or stand them up on a shelf, and you've got all of your dies in there ready to go. One of the nicest things about this is if you are someone who has purchased the dies with the coordinating stamps there, so you can take one 6x12 sheet and put it in the bottom of your tray, and then take your coordinating stamps, put those in the top of the tray, close it up. Make sure all your dimples are snapped into place there. And now you've got your stamps and your dies together in one easy to find, easy to transport, easy to use storage sheet. So the Klearly Krafty storage trays are going to work great for stamps and for dies, no problem. What else do they work well for? I set up one of my little trays here with everything that I had for this layout that I was working on. So I've got some chipboard, I've got a journaling block, some flowers, some buttons, some tags, and the word grandpa spelled out in chipboard. And again, you want to put it into the tray in the bottom part of the tray, and that'll make sure that you're not going beyond the edge that this top needs to snap into. So you can put that whole little project. Now remember, your tray's only 1/4 of an inch deep, but you can load that whole project right into the tray, snap it closed, and then take that with you to a proper class, or just put it on your shelf or in your travel pack, or however you're storing it, and that way you're able to just grab this project and work on it when you're ready to go. So super simple way to sort of pre-plan projects and keep everything together. And when you're done with the project, you can put that finished page right into the page and transport it home, so it stays nice and neat, and you don't destroy any of the edges or corners taking it home. So it's a kind of a multi-function there. Now I know the next question I'm going to get is how much paper can you store in one of these trays? And we kind of debated actually making the tray size not quite 12 by 12 because paper's heavy. So this is 16 sheets of paper, and that way people wouldn't load it up with paper. But it did end up being 12 1/4 and 12 1/4, and mainly it got to that size because when we're talking about the border dies, and this particular brand is Spellbinders, this die is a little bit longer than 12 inches, like 12 1/8 or something. So we needed to make the tray big enough to support that die. So it is big enough. I did give it a little test. I put 16 sheets of paper in here. Now this is paper, and it's heavy paper, but it's not cardstock. So you have to play with it a little bit, but you can actually put your paper in there too. So you can see it'll hold 16 sheets of paper with no problem in there. So the Klearly Krafty storage trays come in sets of 3. They're going to hold stamps, metal dies if you're using a magnetic sheet. They're going to hold your red rubber stamps, paper, project planning, just a big variety of projects and products that you can put in there. Standard 3-hole punch is going to fit in your travel pack with no problem. We're also going to stand up on your expedite shelf with a little bit of an angle. Make good use of the labeling tabs, and you'll be able to find things quickly and easily. Thanks so much for stopping by to learn about the Klearly Krafty storage trays. We know you're going to love them. You can get more details about this product and see more pictures of it on our website. Have a great day.